authentication and authorization processes. So whatever thing I have done, I have uh, pushed my code to my GitHub account. So if anybody need those code, they can simply pull and work on it. So today, so last time on yesterday, what I did, I had created this kind of code structure. Okay, we have config folder where we will store all the configurations thing. Then we have a controller where we write our logics, a middleware where we write all the middlewares, models where we kept all the database designs. Then notification, if we will use any mail or any text kind of format, then those kind of things we will store here. Public folder where we will keep image HTML kind of thing that we can use in email communication or PDF generation and everything. Okay. Routes, this will be our routes, where we will divide our URLs based on our modules. Then this utils folders are the folders where we will keep the common functions or the common functionality which can be used uh, from anywhere. Okay. Then this validations where we keep all the validation kind of stuff, and this .env files where we keep all our credentials. Okay. So with this structure, anybody have any question? No reply mean we are good, right? Okay. Let's continue with our work. Our work. Okay. Mr. Join. Okay. Let's continue with our work. So now what we will do, we will we will add some new routes, right? Last time we have added uh, one route to get hello world string from our from our application. Now the the thing which we have done in the first class, we will do here, but in a different way. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it is.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
right.
Okay. 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 So now we will do what we have done in the first class, but in a, I would say, in a manner which we use to code. Okay. So our first thing, our model should be changed. It will not be like this. Okay. So if we are adding a detail of any user, what are the thing we need? We need his first name, last name. Last name, I I can make it as a optional. Okay. Age may or may not need. I don't need it. Okay. Address should be type string. Then very important thing, email ID. Okay. Mobile number. It should be a number. uh, we can uh, we may need image. Okay, what I will do, I will store URL here, and then exact image I will store in our public folder. Okay, so this thing, anything else that we generally require to for any user profiles. uh, I think these are sufficient: name, email id, address, email id, mobile number. This is sufficient. And one thing
Data.
we can have a multiple mobile number, and we can have a multiple email id. Okay, so how we can create a schema for an array. Let's see in Mongoose. Okay,
Sir,
yeah.
we are not yet connecting with server. Oh, with Mongoose at last.
No, no. Yesterday we haven't connected. Today we will do that.
Sir, but I'm not able to connect it.
Okay, do one thing. Delete your MongoDB Atlas. Okay, and then try to reconnect it. Mean delete your database and then try to regenerate one database. Okay, and then I think it will get resolved. Sometimes this kind of issue occur.
Means like create a new database on Atlas.
Yeah, you have created a new database. Still, you are facing the same problem.
Okay.
No, no, no. What I want to say, yeah, delete your old database, create a new database. Okay, then I think your problem will get resolved.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Firdaus
So
sir,
yeah,
sir, I have actually tried in every possible ways to actually start my server, but still the problem persists. Whenever we will go to the break, can you see the issue?
okay, okay, okay. So in our design, what we have done, what we are doing. Uh, okay, yeah. So this is our small, I would say, database design for the user. Well, a user will have a first name, he will have a last name. Let me make everything in a camel case. Okay, he will have one address. He can have multiple address. So let us make it as an array. Okay, remove this thing. So MongoDB come up with a flexible structure, right? Like in MongoDB we can use string, number, let me show. Yeah, string, number, date, buffer, boolean, mixed, object. Okay, array, decimal, map, UUID. So all those things are pattern which MongoDB support. And not only that, it support a dynamic structure also, right? Like inside an array we can give an object also. Okay, like uh, number type. Mean whether it's a primary or secondary object, secondary number. So those kind of things, so it will support. Okay, yeah. And inside an array, I can give an object, or inside an object, I can I can provide an array also. Okay, like image URL. Yeah. So you can see this thing, right? I mean, inside an array, we can write an object. Inside an object, we can write an array, and then inside an array, we can write an object. So this kind of things also are supported in MongoDB. That's why MongoDB are very flexible. I mean, you can create any kind of object, I mean, a valid object, and you can store those in your database. Okay. So let me remove this thing also. Ah, okay. Regarding the schema, anybody have any question? I mean, what through this schema, what we are trying to do, we are trying to create our user table structure, user collection structure, which will have a first name, which will be a type string. We will have a last name that is also a string, address that is also a string, email ID, which will be an array. Okay, um, which will be a string, and then I have, okay, not here, sorry, which will be an array, and then we will have a mobile number. A mobile number can be a multiple type, and there we have uh, provided another string, like with the number we will have a string like primary mobile number or secondary mobile number, those kind of stuff. We remove this. Yeah, this look better design. And then in our table, we have two things required. First is our first name. This is required. And second one is our email ID. Anybody have any question here?
Yes, as you have told that inside the object we can create an array, and inside the array we can create an object. That one.
Yeah, that like for image, we can have an array of uh, types. Okay, supported type. Or uh, images. Okay, again an array like your profile. Okay, then another second object will be array will be email. Okay, so in this way, uh, you can say we are clubbing everything, like main object, main, I would say, column name is an image if we compare with our traditional database. But again, it's an object. It may contain an array, right? Array of this thing, and inside an array we can have another array, or another object. So everything will be supported here. Okay, this kind of stuff will be supported in MongoDB, but we will try to make it as simple as we can. So so for now, we have this thing, and we will work today on this. Okay, one more thing I have forgotten, that is password. Type string, and it will also be a required one. So this is our schema, and then let's come to our route. Okay, so what we will do, we will do the same thing like what we have done earlier. We will have a post call, get call, get all user, all get call, one put call, one delete call, right? Add user, get call, get users, another get call, get user, user ID, right? Uh, Post get, this will be our update one, that will be a put call, update user. Okay, delete user. So this thing from first two classes, right? And you can see everything are working fine till now. Now the second thing which I told you, like all our logics should be in this pages, okay? And so what we have to do, we have to uh, create all the logics, okay? Here what I am doing, I am creating one function or one object, okay, which contain all the function. And then what I will do, I will export this object, okay? Okay, that's it. I mean what I did, I created one object, and this will contain the different functions. This will contain all functions, okay? What function? I would say all logics regarding add user, get user, okay, get user by ID, update user, and delete user. All these things it will have. Let's see how we can do this. And what we have done, we have exported it. Why we have exported it? So that we can have this, we can include this page into our router, okay? So we will go to our router, and then first thing we will do, we will include this controller, okay? Okay, anybody have any question till here? I can wait for 2 minutes, or if you have any question till here, whatever I have explained, did anybody have any question? No, silent mean no, right? Okay, so let us continue. Okay, what I have done, I am trying to create 5 functionality, like the way we have done in our first class. But that everything was on server page. We don't need uh, anything in our server.jsp. So I have created a structure. Now I am utilizing this structure, okay? So what I told, our all the logics should be inside our controller. So to write the logics, I have created uh, one controller, and named as a user controller. So all the uh, APIs which goes into the user route, and I will write all the logics, okay, all the logics which we will need our application into this user controller. So first logic which we need is the add user logics, okay? So for that I can write a function, There are multiple way to write this. Okay, let let me show you all the way. Okay, what I did, I created one function here, and then I will be calling this function from the route. So I will get response from here. So let's see whether uh, our integration are working well or not. Just we will just test it, like whether from here we can able to call the controllers or not. Okay. Right now we are not doing anything in the middleware. What I will do, I will just add a logger, add a log, and I will just log the date. Okay. Every time any API comes to this route, that API will log the date also. Okay. So let us see, and now how we will call this API. Since we have integrated that thing, we will use user route slash. Let me change it from user route to users. Okay. Yeah. So user slash uh, whatever the route name we have given here. Add user. So if we use user slash add user, and it should be a post call. If I hit it, see, we are getting response this hello world from add new user, and that thing I had written into this controller, right? So what does this mean? This means our server has been attached with our route, and our route has been had got connected with the controllers. Okay. Let us create all five functions that we will need. Second one was get all user. Third one, get particular user. Update user. Last one is delete user. Okay. And in our route, let integrate everything with the controller. This is get all user. This will be okay. Second thing, I would request everyone to give the name with a meaningful words. Okay, so that with the name also anybody can understand like what is happening there. Till here we have done. Okay, we have created a controller out of our APIs. And now instead of giving response to the server or from the routes, what we are doing, we are giving response from our controller. So now all the control comes here. From here, we will do rest of the functionality. We will utilize all the other folders. Okay, all the other folders which we have created. Anybody have any questions here? He or she can raise her hand or can talk. Okay. Yeah, Kasta, Pankaj. Okay. Yeah.
You repeat
Yeah, one
again.
by one, you can start.
Can you repeat again all the subject you?
Venkat. Okay. Pankaj can. Okay. Venkat, you can tell what is your concern or what is your
Yes,
question?
sure. Concern is actually I have doubt what exactly middleware is.
Okay. Middleware means see. Suppose this is our route, right? This is our route.
Yeah, yeah.
Middleware is nothing but adding a functionality to our server, adding or restricting some with some functionality. Like this is our route. We don't want it to be used by or we want it to be used by some particular IP, right? We want it to be used. Suppose it's a government project, and they said, okay, it should be used from this computer only. So those kind of restriction we can add here. So, I mean, whether they are providing us the key or the OAuth token or not. So those kind of restriction we can add into middleware. Or if we want to add any security in our application, in our server, so through middleware we can add anything. So middleware is nothing, as the name suggests, it is in between your main APIs or main code and the server. Okay, though any restriction or any extra functionality which are not related to your codes, but it is related to your server, that is middleware.
Okay. How we can how we can control particular server or particular mission?
Yes, yes. But okay, I mean, what we can do, like here, like these are also a middleware. Okay, these two are also a middleware. What I am doing here, I am telling to by default, a server has, I would say Node.js take sorry, whatever data comes here, Node.js thing it's a string. Okay, but here what I did, I told uh, Node.js server like no, we can get a JSON format also. So allow the JSON format. Okay, so this is a middleware. Okay, then some more example like uh, we can restrict or we can add we can restrict, see, we can restrict API, okay, in Node.js or in Express. Not this. Okay. Let me show you something. Okay. Yeah. Just 1 minute. Gauram, Gauram. Yeah, you can see this, okay. I mean, for example, we can allow to use a cookie parser in our application, okay. By default, cookies are not we cannot use any cookies in our application. So if you want to use a cookies, so this is the kind of middleware. I will explain you those things. I mean, how we can do that thing, okay. For example, which we are using here, right? Like parse in, I mean, it will allow the JSON payload in our application. So a different kind of things we can include. I will tell you 2-3 examples, and we can easily do those things. Okay, but let us first concentrate on this thing, and then on next few classes, I think we will explain everything.
Firdaus sir,
Yeah, yeah.
like in the controller, just open the
Mm.
controller, user controller. Okay,
Yep.
you have added some functions and the respective
Mhm.
functions names over there. So
Yes.
over that function name you have calling from the root. Suppose the user root. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
apart from like in the server.js, you actually call the particular root name. So
Correct.
did you change anything except this?
No, nothing. See, my server.js is like this now. Okay, everything is gone. Okay, we have only this port. We have only one middleware, which is saying, okay, allow JSON format, and nothing. We
Hmm.
have just included the routes. Okay, and rest of the work are doing from the controller. In route, what we are doing, we are identifying like for which route we have to go to which controllers. Okay, for this get user route should go to this user controller and this functions. We are just identifying it, and we are just uh, giving the control to the controllers. Okay. Now in controller we will write all the codes and everything.
Just
So
just once go to the server.js, sir. Server.js. Yes, in here in earlier class you actually use app.use user route. You mentioned the name.
I,
So
I just changed the name so that it look good. Okay, I remove the routes.
so can I change the name?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can change it to anything.
so on the URL pattern it will catch the user and redirect to the user route.
Yeah. Now see what I'm doing. I am calling like this. Okay. For user route, it should be /user, and then whatever the URL which we mention here, it will catch it from the route, and then send it to the respective controllers. Okay.
Okay, understood. So just change the pattern of the URL.
Yeah, I have just changed pattern of the URL. Now we will integrate this thing with the database. Okay, so to integrate this thing with the database, what we have to do, we have to require two things. If you remember, we have to require the models, right? The model where where we will save this thing. So we will do the same way. First, we will require the model. Uh, Remove that. Let me close others. Okay. Hmm. So, model slash users. Okay. We have our models. Let us include the Mongoose also. Okay. I think we just need to your copy it, else it will work everything. Okay. So we have everything. One thing I will keep. Uh, I will not do is the validation portion. Okay. So this will be your homework. Okay. Validation will be your homework. You have to do validation here, and then in next class I will explain how can we do that thing. What happened? App is getting crashed. Okay.
Sir, validation,
My yeah.
as
uh,
you write the add part over there, suppose dot save, okay, dot put like that. Okay. So validation will be written on the particular validation file and call it in here.
No, validation would be like whether if we are saving this thing, okay, what are the required part? Your first name is a required part, so this should not be blank, right? Uh, your password is a required part, so it should not be a blank, and it should have some length also, right? It should have some minimum length also.
Okay.
Minimum
Like
length
eight
should
characters.
be 10. Okay. So
Yes.
before saving it, you need to test this thing also. Like for address, it should not be a blank. Okay. For email ID, if we are setting an object, sorry, it should not be a blank one. Okay. Let me make it. Yeah, make it as an.
Any
Yeah,
validation
sorry.
string, any validation string can be added in here, or suppose mobile number should not be blank. First name
Mobile
should not.
number should be a number, should not be a blank. So those kind of validation you have to do. Okay. First, you have to do it from your end, and then on next class I will explain what happened here. True is not a valid required path. It is getting crashed again and again. What it is saying? True is not a valid type at path required. Just give me 1 minute, okay? size required true. This is fine. Why it is required true? Okay. Let me see. Yes. Why is it crash? Invalid schema configuration true is not a valid one.
Some external noise are coming. Whoever actually is sitting by opening the microphone, kindly turn off.
Yeah. I don't know why my schema is okay. This is fine. And then if I required here, it should work. But why required true, right? It should work. Yeah, it's working here. Okay. Password is also a required thing. Okay. This email ID is also a required thing. Sometimes when you do setup, this kind of issue occur. Okay. It's better to do one step by one. Yeah. Okay. This thing. Why email ID is giving an error? Uh, can you see any changes in between these two things? Okay. 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 Yeah. This was the main issue. Okay. 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 Let it be. So you have to do validations, okay, from your end, so that if it does not fulfill our validation, it will not go here, right? So and then the next part, what we have done last time, we have read it from the client, and then we have saved, and then we have returned the details. Okay. So let us go to the controller and do the same thing. And here we will write async because we are using await here. Okay. And remove all response with res. Okay. And here we will uh, generate the JSON structure which we are going to save. Okay. What we have in our schema, we have first name. We will ask the UI person to send first name like this. Okay. Then we have last name. password. Address. First thing we have to do whenever we are writing an API, the most important part is the validation. Okay, we have to do validation, and then only we have to do anything else. I had kept it separate for the next class because it's a very most important thing uh, which a developer should do. Else your application will not work as it had to do. Okay, I am I am leaving the image portion also. I am leaving it as blank. Okay, because later on we will do those things. So we got the data which we want to insert in our table, right? We have everything. We have required everything, and then we have a yeah, and in this way it will work also. Okay. So does anybody have any question here? What I have done here? Anybody have any questions? Nothing? Then I can continue further.
Firdous, I have one doubt. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah. You can continue. Yes.
whenever we develop an API from the back end, we after developing that API, we'll give JSON format so that front end whatever they have to send, they will give one format. We from back
Yeah.
end we have to give one format, JSON format, so that front end can send that type of they can structure the
Yeah. Yeah.
data. Application. How we
Yes.
can generate that one actually?
Yeah. For that we will do Swagger. Okay. I will explain that is in our. I will explain those things also in
Okay.
next few classes. When once we develop few APIs,
Yeah.
then I will explain you that how can we generate that thing. So it will be it will give a very good kind of documentation or okay where a UI guy will get to know like what we have to send in these fields, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Correct.
first name, what type of field they have to send, which are the required field, right?
Yeah.
And what request you have to send and what response you will get from it. So those kind of thing I think next week or next Sunday or after that week we will do that thing,
Okay.
because for that we have to create some APIs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have this structure, and I haven't done anything new, right? Whatever thing I had explained you in your first two class, I have done the same thing. This was our code. Our JSON was like this. So what we have done, we have increased our schema. In this way, with the projects, our database schema will get increased, and based on those things, we have to modify our code. And most important thing is validation for any coder. So I had asked you to do it from your end first, so that you could able to understand few things. Okay, there are many ways you can use some modules for that. You can customize, you can use it in a custom way. uh, See, the more you validate your application before going anywhere, I mean, at the start point, if you do a good validation, it's mean your API will be a good. There will be less chance of flaw or less chance of error. If you don't do a validation, then one day you will be in a bad place. Okay, so validation is a very important thing. And same thing I have done. I haven't done anything new. And now when I try to save it, what I will do, I in order to get the structure, I just copied it from here. I have the same API. Now you know in header we have to send content type. Okay. And then inside body I will select raw and So, so as somebody asked me like how can we do that thing? That Swagger give you this all this UI, so okay, and everything. I mean, and instead of Postman, we will use it from that place. Right now we are saving password as it is, but later on from next week what I will do, we will save the password in a encrypted way. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. And now when we hit this API, okay, some error occur. Let's see what error occur. Okay, naming issue. Okay, here we have used req for our request, hence we get an error. What I will do, I will just replace the request with req. Since we have used node mod, it will restart my server again. The second error, what the, okay, okay. Let me see what error I'm getting now. Okay, I know the error, but uh, for you all, I'll just okay. So one issue which we get is this uh, validation, user validation field, right? Validation type should be a number. Uh, okay, getting a string value. Okay, instead of number. Let me see what happened. What we are sending. It's a number only. Okay.
Maybe JSON means it will convert into string, I guess. That's why it is
Yeah, it
come.
is converting it into string. Okay. So what I will do, I will just convert it into a number, and then we will see what happens. Okay. What I did for mobile number, I have converted these into numbers. Before conversion also, when you are doing validation, you checked everything. Okay. Else this thing will throw a new error. Yeah. Now the second issue. What? Let me check why this thing is going to fail the detail. Okay, resend it. It is saying it's a nan. Why it's a nan?
Maybe that is number have some limitation of length limitation.
No. It should not. Mobile number. Else we will do debug. No worry. Okay. Every time I'm getting the same issue, it is coming as undefined. Okay, I understood. I understood the issue. I think I have done one change in the code. Okay, that's why it is doing. Yeah, everything looks good. Wait. Mobile number cast embedded fail. तो इतना type number at a path mobile number तो object number. Okay, for now, what I will do, I will just convert this into. Okay. Mistake. Okay, my mistake. Uh, did you able to identify what mistake I have done? Instead of type, I have written number. Okay. So in my schema definition was wrong. Yeah, we have saved the details. Okay. Now if we go to our database, sign in there. We can see this record. So this means we have created the most difficult portion of any projects. What we have done, we have connected everything properly, right? See, our database got saved here. Okay, so address is an array and everything else is this. So we have done a most difficult part that like we have inserted everything. Okay. Hmm. Now I will go to the second portion. And now I think you all can do the rest of the part, right? Like for fetching. To fetch, what you need to do? We have the codes, okay, which we have used earlier on. We will just copy it from here, and then since we have integrated our controllers, we will just copy it from here. Okay, and see, in this function, you have seen we have used async because the same method we have used await, but here we have used promise. Okay, hence we don't need async here. Okay, this will work. Response, I had used res here. So when we hit this API, this get API, we will get the list of the users now. User slash
Where you have used the promise?
this dot then is a promise. Okay. So if you see that, you see both two functions. The first one we have written a async in front of that, right? Because for save we have used await. We can use promise also. Here also we can use promise. Like if we use dot then it will act as a promise. So Mongoose support all three ways: promise, async, await, and callback. It's up to you, like in which way you want to call your function. Okay. Here, since we have used async and we have used await, so it will not go to this line number 20 until this line get execution. Sorry, if it's it will wait for the execution to get saved in the database. Once it gets saved, then only it will comes to here. Or if we have any issue, then it will come here and give the 500 uh, in response. Okay. But here what we have done, we have used promise methodology. Okay. Promise means we are waiting for dot then or dot catch. Whenever we are calling, we are we are calling dot then method. It means we are waiting till it find all the data from database. Once it find the data, then it will come to these blocks. Okay. And if it had any error, then it will come to these blocks. So these are two different methodology. I would say there are three methodology. First methodology is a callback, which we are using here. Let me show for you that also. So in route, if you see, we are uh, using callback. Okay, this is called a callback. Uh, why? I mean, if you want to know what is callback, so in callback, what we do, we pass function in a parameters. Okay. So if you see this thing, it's a function, right? Router.post is a function which has two parameters. First parameter is the URL, and then second parameter, what we are doing, we are passing a function itself, right? We are passing function itself. So if you write a code in this way in JavaScript, this is called as a callback. So this is a callback methodology. You can use this also. Second way is a sync await, like writing code like this with these two words, async and await. Okay. And third one is a promise. A check video on those three, like what is async, what is promise, or what is callback. So that's why I have wrote all three functions, all three ways of functions, okay, where we can execute the synchronous code in Node.js. So if we call this function from our postman, we will get all users. Okay. Not getting. Let me see. API got called. Hmm, I cannot get. I think my path is not wrong. User route. Okay, get users. Sorry, they were spelling mistake. Okay, get users. You can see I am getting all three users. Okay. Yeah. These two users we have created yesterday, and this is a user that we have created today. Okay. Third and fourth portion, we can update and delete them. Uh, for that also, uh, we have written the code. We can simply use it today. Okay. This is for getting a particular user. right? Okay. For this, let me see the routes, whether it's fine or not. Yeah. User ID, user link. And then inside our controller, yeah. Uh, Let me check the route again. It's a get user without s slash user ID. Okay. So if you want to see the details of my newly created user, I will just copy the user ID. Go to go here. Here, okay. We will go here only. Get user slash user ID. Okay. So this will provide me the details of say Firdous only. Okay. If you want to get details of other user like this class 2, then I have to copy it user ID and I have to pass it in params. Okay. For this, provide me the details of class 2. Now, now, uh, sometime this ID we don't need. Okay, we don't need it. This thing to show because it's come up with some, I would say, if we show those things in API, then some hacker or some person may misuse it. Okay, so we don't want to show this ID anywhere. And in our application now we have few unique identifier also. Like we can use email ID as a unique identifier, right? Because uh, everyone has uh, email ID as unique or mobile number as a unique identifier. So so how can we restrict or how can we tell any API to send any specific field? Okay, suppose I want to show I want to fetch only username and email ID. So how can we would have done that thing and using email ID only. Okay, so what we can do, get particular user by email. We can send email through params, or we can send it through query. Let me show you one more. Okay. So what I have done in this function, I will in this function what we are telling, the first parameters in find, if you send, it will be your conditions. Okay, what data through which you have to compare in your database. What I am doing here, I am comparing it with the email ID. Okay, and second is the options. Mean, if you want to show a particular field, you will make this as uh, +1 or simply 1, and if you want to don't show this field, you will make this as -1. Okay, suppose I had used this. FIRST, first name 1. So this thing will be similar to uh, this kind of query. Select first name from users, okay, where email ID equal to this, okay. So this is equivalent to this query. Okay. So now I will try to explain you some of the query, but for now we can take 5-minute break. At 12:20 we will join again. Okay.
Sir, Firdaus sir. Firdaus sir. Am I audible, sir?